Hello, good morning. My name is Iskandar Zulhilmi bin Abu Bakar. I am a student from University of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, from Institute of Information Technology. Today, I will be presenting a tutorial how to configure Git, Jenkins, Git, Docker, Ansible, Prometheus, and Grafana in three virtual machines using Ubuntu. We're actually a group of three, however, it's just me alone presenting today. Next, okay. So this video will be split into two. The first video is now where I will explain in brief how to configure Jenkins and Ansible in virtual machine 1 as a master. In virtual machine 2 we have WebServer, and virtual machine 3 we will have Prometheus, Grafana, and Blackbox. So all these three VMs will be connected using our SSH and port forwarding. As you can see, I have already set up the web server, server monitoring, and a server, and the rest are for the use of these Grafana, Blackbox, and etc. Okay, let's go to our VMs. Make sure that you remember your passwords. Because we as students, we tend to do projects in a rush and we don't remember our passwords, and that can lead to a time loss. And also take your time when doing this project, because it's a lot of steps. I apologize in advance if I have mistakenly missed any steps. So first, we go to the main VM, which is the server. I have it on our right, which is here. Okay. Alright, first you want to check if the firewall is up. Oops. Okay. As you can see, we have a lot of port allowed in server. Okay, but as a first step, we only need to allow 8080, 22, and that's about it. We only have two ports that's allowed. And next, we need to install Jenkins in our server. Okay, as we install Jenkins, we need to start the Jenkins. So as for Jenkins, we need to install using this code here. Oh, also, before you install Jenkins, remember to install JDK, default JDK. That is for Java. As for Jenkins to run, we need Java JDK to be installed first. Okay, to install Jenkins, we need to use this code wget -q -O, and you write the HTML for this. And don't forget to add the sudo apt key add dash. Okay. Always after every installation, we have to update, just to ensure the installation is correct. Next, we check the status of Jenkins. Sudo systemctl status Jenkins. Okay, make sure that it is up and running. Right. Okay, we have already allowed the port, so we should be able to access the Jenkins at our local browser. As you can see here, yes, for this part, for Jenkins, do remember your password as well. I recommend you, as a student, we always need to put a password down in a note, like for example here, so that we don't forget. Okay, as after you install Jenkins, our next step is to go through Jenkins, Ansible, Prometheus, Grafana. So on Jenkins, we need to install the following. So hold on a moment. We need to install these plugins. As I have already installed Ansible here. and then we need to install the Maven, and then a Prometheus. Okay, those three as for now. Next we'll go through how next we will go through the to test the Maven project to make sure that our server is quite runnable using Jenkins, and it will reflect to the necessary servers. Here's an example of the Maven project that we have already made earlier today. And after you create a new project, new item here, and you press Maven, and then you just follow. So I'll just run in quickly the configuration. For the Git, you must have your own Git account in order to run the project. You input. For me, I'm using Zul Akmal's profile for Git. We have Git here, over here, Docker, Ansible, Jenkins. It is a mandatory to fork your Git and then keep it in your profile. So in order, there's no changes for the public. So you copy this, you put in the Jenkins. Alright, you scroll down, you turn this on, and make sure this is correct as well. Right clean install, and then you save and apply, and then you try to build it. Then you should be able to check the console output. This is normal since it's first run. And then once you see at the end, there should be a build success. Total time depends on your internet and also your processing. Builds as long as you get build success, so even if it's unstable, it's alright, no worries, it's okay. So next we move on to we check in the server if the Maven has been have been updated in our server. So we go back to our VM here. We need to press Ctrl C since it's still running. Okay, we have to check the folder var lib, and then press Jenkins and tools. Okay, it should come up here. There's something, this exact same file should be here after you press build, so that means it's a success. So next we are going to move forward to Ansible. Installing Ansible will require you to apt add repository Ansible in your server. Okay, we have to stay in this directory. Tools, and we need to write this sudo apt dash add repository ppa ansible /ansible. However, I'm not going to press enter as it's already installed. I do not want to interfere with the output, so on. So you just need to press enter, and after this it will install. It will add the repository into this folder, and then as always we need to always apt update after every installation. After the repo is added into this folder, then only you can sudo apt install or sudo apt get install -y stands for yes. Sudo apt get install ansible -y. Alright. After you install the Ansible, then you need to install Python. It is core that you need to install Python, as in Ansible when you want to run a YAML file, you need to you need to have Python installed in order for your project to be read. Okay, next we need to install, we need to go back to the, apologies, and to go back to the home, and we will have to install Docker and Docker engine as seen in this screenshot. The Docker engine, and ensure that Docker is running. Ensure that to start and enable Docker. Okay, we have already installed. Okay, for SSH keygen, I'm not going to go through it. So as you can see, I'm going to test the SSH from PowerShell to all these 3 virtual machines that's available. Let me just unlock them quickly. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. All right. Two two eight 229 2230. Okay. Okay, first let's test the SSH. Hold on. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5. This is the server. It's working. That means the SSH does not have permission denied. And then we go to WebServer. It's working. It is also very core that you guys, everyone that's watching this, check the SSH and ensure that it is connectable via the local Windows PowerShell or via the VMs. It is important that you can gain connection so that the later on when we use the Prometheus, Grafana and Blackbox, we shouldn't have any issue with the SSH. Okay, so next we will test the monitor. Alright, so SSH is working. That's great. All SSH is working. Let's put this here. Okay, so we can skip this. Oh, always allow the next we should allow the sudo vsudo here on WebServer. Sudo vsudo, this is to allow WebServer to SSH or to access the server VM without having to input password all the time. This is for background transaction later for Prometheus, Grafana and Blackbox. So I need to check. Alright, so you can see password, no password configuration. Next we will have to, I have already explained that you need to fork GitHub account. Next, edit the JSP file from the forked GitHub. It's here, index JSP. In this case, we write our name, group project, so Akmal and Amirul Husni, and we save the change and go back to the main. Oh yes, you go over to this file, deploy-docker.yml, and add the port here. It's important that the port is correct. It's 000 at the 000, and 08083 is our chosen port, and 8080 is our Jenkins port, so that it is connected. And the rest of this is also mandatory. Install Docker and start Docker. Install Docker Python and start the container. And the image used. Okay, next we are going to create a pipeline project in Jenkins. In this case, we have already created it and we call it project. I'm gonna run through the configuration quickly. Up here there's no configuration needed for advanced project. Nope. Okay, so this is very important. This pipeline is very important, that you have to always double check your spellings and spaces and the brackets used. Sometimes the pipeline or this pipeline project will not even push build correctly because it is insufficient of the curly bracket, or there's a misspelling somewhere, or the URL is misspelled or different than what you should use, what you used. Okay, Maven build. I'm just going to scroll down and see if there's anything important that you must keep in mind. Okay, for stage Docker deploy, always keep in mind that this name should always be the same as the name here. Credential GitHub ID, that's the ID, and this is the URL. Okay, next, yes, make sure the credential for Docker Hub and WebServer is correct. Next, when you build the project, you should be able to see the console and there shouldn't be any error. It's all of them are pushed. Digest using the playbook, deploy -docker yml, and always finish with a success. And right after you build this project, this would appear, this group project. Yes, this is what we wrote inside the, where is it? Oh, there's two of these. This is what we wrote in index.jsp. It will appear as what we wrote here. Okay, so Ansible is already been covered for. Prometheus. Alright, we have covered the Ansible, so I'm gonna stop the first part here. We're gonna continue with part 2. Hello, good morning again. Thank you for staying tuned for part 2. This is part 2 by Iskandar Zulmi bin Abu Bakar from University Kuala Lumpur Malaysia Institute of Information Technology. Today I will be continuing part 2 for this project. We are using DevOps tools to deploy a web application. We'll be monitoring via Prometheus using Blackbox and Grafana. Okay, so let's head over to our stage all the way to page 19. Okay, I'm just gonna up here and then okay. First, we will git clone this git. Actually, this git is owned by someone, and then it's easier to go through this stage, this phase, where we will fork this into our own profile, which I use Zul Akmal's account. Copy this HTTP, this link, and then for this part, we will only use monitoring's VM number 3 for monitoring. So we git clone. And we will copy paste this this link. Okay, next, after you git clone, you will have to check if it's already been cloned into your directory, and then you like to go into it website. Always important, before you go into the directory, you will need to install Docker. You need to install Docker Compose and Docker. Over here, I will show you, like down here, show you how to install Docker CE, Docker CE CLI, container, and Docker IO. After that is installed, always sudo apt update. Okay, remember your passwords, and start Docker. Enable and start Docker. Okay, next you have to check the firewall. Okay, as you can see over here, 9115 is Blackbox, 3000 is Grafana, and then the 8080 is Jenkins, 22 is our port from the server. Okay, next we will head over to the website monitoring directory. We'll go in there. First we have to install Blackbox. Okay, we have to go into Blackbox exporter 0180 cd Blackbox. Okay, after you're in, you'll have to write this command /cd. Alright, this command will install Blackbox and its configurations, and it will state this port, this digits, and after that you have to check whether Blackbox is running in the background or not using netstat -tun tunlp. As you can see here, we have 3994, which is initially done before, so it will not overwrite over here. And right after you press this command over here, Blackbox should be already up. Blackbox, you just need to refresh. It should be up here. See, it should be up. Okay, next, after installing Blackbox, you'll have to head out to website monitoring and Docker compose up. Sudo docker compose up -d so to ensure that the container for Prometheus and Grafana is running. Okay, before you press sudo docker compose up, my apologies, we will need to check the Prometheus YAML. Over here inside this file, it will state the job names for Jenkins, alright, and server's port to Jenkins, and port. And the next we have Blackbox job, and ensure that there is a test URL to test the connectivity. And then this we have the monitoring IP and Blackbox port. And then you press docker compose up, sudo docker ps, ensure that they are running 3000, 1990 for Prometheus and Grafana, so ensure that they're running, and then you may open Grafana. So when you open Grafana, you'll get the dashboard. Okay, over here, after you're done with after you're done running Prometheus, Grafana, and Blackbox, we always need to allow the port. I have covered this already. Check the containers. Verify Prometheus, that's what we did just now. Ensure the net port forwarding inside our VM, which is this one. Blackbox should allow it in our VM. Port 1990, 3000 for Grafana, 9115 for Blackbox. Next, we will go through the website for yes, we will have to add port 8080 from server VM to monitor VM. That means we'll go on to this monitoring VM, and then we add sudo ufw allow from server's IP to Jenkins port, to any port Jenkins port, and then you press enter. Then Grafana website should be running as normal. Okay, next, all the data is running in the background. As you can see over here, you have to press this data source. Okay, so it's Blackbox and Jenkins. Home. Targets. There you go. This is Prometheus, localhost 1990. It should state that it's up. The status is up, and there should be no red, no down, no. You can always refresh to double check to ensure that it's alive. This is the target URL test that we input in our YAML file just now. And after you check this one is up, then you can go to Grafana and edit the dashboard. So to cover the dashboard, we will cover through Blackbox dashboard first. So we press this and have to put this JSON file. It should appear already. Okay, and then you will get this one. You should see every status on live now. Next, we have Prometheus. For Prometheus, you need to input this 9964. If I'm not mistaken, 9964 is for 9964 is for Jenkins. And then you should have this. Hold on a moment. Okay, my apologies. Okay, here's Jenkins status. As for now, there's none because there's no job going on for Jenkins. So every time you build a job here, it should appear in here. It should appear in Jenkins. Okay, and this is Blackbox. Next, after this, oh, that's about it. Alright, that's all for me. Thank you so much. If there's any question, you may hit the comment and we will try our best to assist you. Thank you.